Alright, sorry about the wait. Oh, goodness. And I apologize in advance. I have hiccups, and they're driving me fucking nuts. Okay, let me make a couple changes here, because I don't need death counters right now. Oh, God. Fucking A. This is going to drive me nuts. Okay. What was I doing? There's something that I was going to do first. And my brain just went fucking blank. It's the hiccups. They're fucking messing with my brain right now. Goodness gracious. What was I doing? There was something I was about to do. And I can't think of it. Immediately just lost it the second I came on. Damn it. Okay, actually I remember now. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Does it save? Does that save automatically? All right. Okay. I think we're good. So there's a couple things that I wanted to go ahead and pull up first and foremost. Let's see if I can find it, because I'm not prepared. I literally just got back from work. Okay. What did I just open my camera for? That's not... The hiccup made me click. Okay, let's do this. Just for the moment, until I get what I need up. So, oh, IGN did a review of it. Interesting, okay. Alright, so this is one thing. Let's pause it. Back to the beginning. Bam. I am off for... I originally took off Friday, Saturday. I went in today and I got tomorrow off as well. And that goes into my 3-day weekend, so I'm actually off for the next 6 days. Not completely intentional, but not gonna lie. I'm totally happy with that. 29th off? Yes, I did. So I'll be live tomorrow, probably around like 3:30ish before it actually starts, and it's supposed to go live 4 p.m. for me. So, okay. Let me go ahead and unmute this, and I'm going to watch this, because I haven't seen it yet. Oh, crap. Crap. Okay. Bam. Here we go. I wonder how many summons. That showed, what, 3 just now? Too far. Yeah. I wonder how many summons you're able to have out at once. I guess we might find out here shortly. Don't mind me. Haven't eaten dinner. What? Well, she's gonna be pretty strong too, just from that alone. Oh God, I'm dying. Okay. Second, yeah, that's the Revenant. I wonder if this would, like, doesn't Twitch have, like, a thing with, like, music? I wonder if that'd be problematic. I have no idea how that works. Because that's actually... No, YouTube does, actually. Let me just do a quick Google search real quick. Oh, goodness. I'm just not sure. Like, I don't know if that's something that I should not play just because of that on stream. Because I haven't really taken the time to look into the, like, copyrighted music type stuff. I just don't use copyrighted music typically, but that's 100%, you know, evanescence. Let's see here. None of this is answering my questions. Like, literally none of it is. Okay, I don't think I just won't watch that one just in case. It's fine. It's not like my main concern anyway. The main thing that I wanted to look for here was, let's see. This right here. Let's skip forward to the start of their stream. I'm gonna watch a little bit of this. I'm gonna watch a little bit of this. No idea what I think it's like a competition of some sort that they did today. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. I mean, it's almost 4 hours, and I have to get some good sleep tonight, I think. But I'm gonna skim through, maybe watch because I think they're playing, right? So I might watch a playthrough of the game or something. Try and find one that has Revenant if they play as Revenant.
At first, there was peace. Then came the Night Reign. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elden Ring Nightreign, the Night Hunt.
I'm
dying.
Jake Lyon. I'm going to be one of your hosts here, helping to take you through this show. And it's honestly, it's an honor to be here, standing alongside you guys. I've been a fan of these games for 10 years now, and so to be here and help showcase this first in-depth look really into the entire game of Elden Ring Nightreign is really exciting.
It's absolutely amazing. My name is Shio Wager, also joining beside Jake today. Also a big fan of the franchise, a big fan of breaking things down related to casting, analyzing. It's going to be amazing. Beside me as well, the very stylish, the very legendary Dan Tack. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm a member of the Bandai Namco Entertainment America team, and I'm here to give you the deep dive insights into the gameplay we're going to see today.
Amazing, so good. Now, when it comes to the actual game itself, if you're not really familiar with Nightreign, you're coming and asking, what is this game? It's releasing very soon. What do we have in store, Jake? What is Nightreign?
Yeah, so we know a lot of people probably tuning into the stream have been watching like all of the possible content we've been dropping so far about the game and are looking to get into the nitty-gritty. We will do that, but to get everyone up to speed, up to the baseline, this is a built from the ground up multiplayer experience. You're going to take on Nightreign in parties of 3, going after a round and challenging a certain Night Lord each time. If you're able to survive the first day, the first night boss, the second day, the second night boss, then you'll survive and challenge that Night Lord, of course, to see if the run is ultimately successful or if it ends in defeat.
Yeah, it's a day-night cycle, 3-player co-op, very fast-paced, lots of action inside this game. It's absolutely amazing. Nightreign is actually available on the 29th at 3 p.m. Pacific. At the same time, also at 9 p.m. Pacific for PlayStation and Xbox. It's going to be amazing. Now, there's a pre-order also available. What's that all about?
Yeah, you'll be able to get a unique gesture if you pre-order in time. And like you said, you still have time for that. Get the It's Raining gesture, which I love. And also, of course, we've got different versions of the game. We've got the deluxe and the collector's edition for those who want to get in on the DLC, who want to, have options. As far as the collector's edition is a pretty sweet Wilder statue that fans are going to be able to cap. I know a lot of super fans are going to be snapping that one up right away.
Yeah, and now the big thing about this game itself, right, Dan, when you're playing it, when you're jumping in, there's a decision to make before you get into that field of play, right? There's classes, there's characters actually inside this game. Talk to me a little bit about the characters. How did they work inside the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So you
I
have
think they're going to be adding
more
8
different characters to play as, and they sort of represent different fantasy archetypes. So you can get in there, like if you're like me and you like to play a big bonk character,
9 p.m. tomorrow.
Hit things really hard. The Wilder and the Raider are great choices. In fact,
I thought it was like 11
o'clock. You can actually you plant your feet in the ground. You can actually punch some of the biggest bosses in the world. Just hit them. Actually punch them. I really like the Wilder because he's really versatile and he's got a lot of survivability. He can get in and out of battle really easily with his grappling hook claw shot.
Nice.
And he also has the ability to basically cheat death. So if you're an aggressive player and you like taking chances, the Wilder gives you that extra chance a lot of the time.
That's amazing. So characters are in the game, they have passives, an ultimate, an ability. When it comes to some of these characters, Jake, do you have any favorites yourself?
Okay, Jay, how you doing?
Forward to playing?
I think some of the characters that the fans are going to love the most are Iron Eye and Recluse. For me personally, those have been really interesting
because be cool too.
Iron Eye brings this range.
There's a lot of cool,
playstyle
like a lot of the
really
new
into the
characters that
forefront.
were
So people who
showing.
want to specialize for that. You have unlimited arrows in Nightreign, so they've really built that playstyle to be viable from the ground up. And
Iron Eye,
strategy-wise,
I like
it's
the
going to be
idea
a very
of
strong character that not only a lot of fans are going to jump
hours.
into on day one and really love, but also some of our teams here in competition
for me, it's like
use to great effect in challenging
16 hours at this
Absolutely. Now, the Executor was also revealed a little while ago. Talk to me about the Executor, the parry mechanics. So much fun, stylish in terms of play as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn into a giant wolf creature. So that's pretty freaking sweet, right?
You thought you were the boss, like I'm the boss.
Yeah,
now.
you actually become a boss of your own. And if you do like parrying, it is an excellent push-pull. You can sit there, you can do a couple of defensive blows, and then you can actually hit back with extreme strength. You can actually knock the boss out with that.
Yeah,
Just have your whole team bully him after a good parry. That's a lot of fun.
It's absolutely amazing. The big thing too with it being a 3-player co-op is you're talking about team compositions now, Dan, right? So when it comes to playing as a team as well, are everyone kind of slotted? So we need one Wilder, one Raider. Can you actually stack some of these characters together? Have we seen like crazy comps like that?
But yeah, so far the ones that I'm extremely interested in playing. What is it? I feel like I'm fucking up the pronunciation. Executor. Is it Executor? I don't think it's Executor, is it? I feel like it's spelled different. Let's see here. Maybe It's Executor. I'm so dumb. Wait, no, am I? Hold up. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong. But I swear I have dyslexia because when I look at stuff like this, it's Executor. Why have I been like mispronouncing that this whole pronouncing it? I can't even fucking speak, dude. I for some reason in my head, it was like I saw it misspelled, and so I've been thinking that it's I tried that. It didn't work. I usually can. I can usually plug my nose, and then just sit there and down like a bottle of water, and they're usually gone after that. And for whatever reason, not working this time. I might try it again, actually, real quick. Let me just see. I don't actually have to cover my ears. I have this weird thing where I can plug my own ears, just like there. My ears are plugged. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it. Whew. Okay, that might have done the trick, actually. But anyway, the ones that I can't believe I've been mispronouncing that this whole time. I initially thought it was Executor, and then like I looked at it and I felt like I had mispronounced it. Right? I looked at it, I was like, oh wait, it's not Executor, it's something else. It's like Executor, and I don't know why I convinced myself that it wasn't Executor, but it's Executor. So Executor, I'm actually kind of interested in Revenant 2 as well. I'm interested in Iron Eye. And then I already know I like Recluse. Recluse is fun to play because I got to play as Recluse. I didn't play as much with the other three because I just liked Recluse so much. I played each of them, but I'm definitely going to try them all. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no limit. So if you want to play three Wilders or three Iron Eye,
I always thought that was a little
great
weird.
range composition.
I kind of wish it wasn't like.
Please. So you can make the group that works.
I kind of wish you couldn't double down on them.
Nice. Yeah.
In fact, however, though,
I guess they just give you the freedom, but
7. There were 8, right, Jake, in total?
There's gonna be 8. Are you telling me we've got something to reveal today, Dan?
I'm telling you, we're gonna reveal the 8th Night Fair right now.
Well, we already knew.
Let's do it.
Okay, do either of you guys know, like, do I have to worry about this song playing? Like, is this something I should worry about? I really don't know. It's a game trailer. I feel like it should be fine, right? I don't know. I didn't realize this was part of this, too. I was going to watch this earlier, and then I was like, I don't know if I need to, like, not do that. I'm just not 100% sure on that. Okay, let me try one more Google search and see if I can find something else. I think they know that streamers are going to be watching it. I feel like they would, but YouTube has, like, automatic, like, copyright stuff, right? Fuck it. I think the way YouTube works, it would just like demonetize this video essentially.
Wow.
But I'm not
That's
monetized, so it
crazy.
doesn't matter,
Yeah,
I
come
guess.
on, that is too sick.
So what we
I
have
don't know
here
about
is the
Twitch,
Revenant,
though.
our 8th Night Fair. Sort of a backline necromancer or summoner class.
Nice.
So if you're interested in that kind of play style, this one's for you. Now you got a little interesting taste of it there.
That's cool though.
But why don't we get more into her abilities and see how she actually works in gameplay?
Yeah, let's dive right in and look at some of the abilities, the class entirely of what is Revenant inside Nightreign.
Are they like? Okay, I literally just watched this before. I'm gonna skip ahead. Actually, OKJ wasn't here. I'll play it for you. It's short. It's not too long. The weird, like, little finger knives. I was originally thinking that the skeleton summon was going to be like her ultimate. I don't think that's the case, actually. I think it's just a summon. Because I think her ultimate is whatever this thing coming up is. It does look good. This right here. I think this is her ult. It's like a summoner support class. Like, I would 100%... like, okay. Just about every MMO or team-based game, I end up playing a healer for some reason. I don't know why. It just happens. But... so I could totally see myself playing that class just because of that. But I think my main, the one I really want to play, is Executor. I think Executor looks the best.
I mean, that is just wow. That is amazing. We got Dan changed up into Revenant Blue as well. You know, matching the pace of a Necromancer. I mean, that's fun. Talk to me a bit about those abilities as well.
I'm
so
going to
the
be
main
playing
one for her is what?
multiple characters.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see her in play today.
Yeah.
So her passive ability allows you to actually resurrect slain opponents.
Oh, it's a
nice.
passive.
When you're in the map clearing camps and taking on foes, they'll appear as your allies. So
Oh,
you're actually
no.
turning your enemies
I'm
against
dumb.
you.
Wow.
This is actually really pertinent
Her
in some of the
passive
boss fights
is
too. If they have
summoning
adds to summon,
in people you
you're
kill.
going to get advantage from those as well. Not only that, she has 3 core main summons, the family.
Yeah.
Okay? And of the 3, the highlight is Sebastian, the giant skeleton.
Yeah.
And so her ultimate,
As a name.
not only does it res your fallen friends, okay, it also gives you basically an invincibility buffer that won't let you go below 1 HP.
Nice.
So a little bit extra survivability, but it also will trigger whatever active minion you have out will do a special ability based on the one you have out. So I think we'll get to see Sebastian's special ability today, if we're lucky.
Yeah, that's huge. So Revenant will be being just played today on stream. We have a few of our creators are going to be rocking her, and it can be different every time, right? A lot of people online were talking about it, Jake. You know, what does she scale with? I believe it's Faith, and that's really important to have that in the game as well, right?
Yeah, and so typically a lot of your damage on Revenant is going to come from
I know, right?
spellcasting, although like pretty much everything in Nightreign, you can take a character and build it for a certain run in a way that maybe it wasn't fully intended for. If you find the right loot, if you decide to go that direction, you can play amazing.
That's what's really cool about roguelikes, is that, like, and I hope, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, can't believe we're already 6 months into the year. Yeah, for real, right? Like, I feel like I just started streaming again, and like I started in like the end of February, and we're like already like to what, June? Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, the thing that I was just the thing about that I really like about most roguelikes, and I don't know how it's gonna play on this yet, because I didn't get really, I don't feel like I got enough of the randomness to really feel that in this game yet. But I feel like the actual main, the full product is going to be more random in that regard. But for example, a game I play I have played a lot. I haven't played it a lot recently. I played it the other day though. Raven's Watch. It's a you know, either solo or team based roguelike, and you like each time your build could change based on RNG. What skill are you going to unlock, you know? And this does have that element, is you pick up an item, and that's going to dictate what kind of skills you potentially are going to be using throughout the rest of the game. And I like that, because you can change up your build, try different things. They were just talking about Faith, like how she scales off Faith. I didn't see like that kind of stat in when I was playing. Maybe I just didn't pay attention to it. It's very possible. So I'm interested to see, you know, some of the like bigger content creators play and kind of see how they do it. Kind of see what insights that I can glean from their gameplay. So, because I haven't spent a lot of time watching it. I mainly just played it during the network test. But yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move forward.
Melee Revenant, we're not going to stop you. It might not be the best idea considering you don't have that much vigor to work with, but I guarantee you there's going to be some wild players out there willing to try it all. But of course, you really want to scaling on that spell casting. And think about the backline damage dealing threat. That buff could be great for some allies that want to get in aggressively. Dan, what are some of the strategies that you've seen around Revenant that have made it look the most effective for players jumping in?
So Revenant can be challenging because obviously she doesn't have a very high health pool. So you want to stay out of the way of danger most of the time. But you've got your minions to kind of do that for you.
Nice.
Sort of the Necromancer fantasy, class fantasy in a way. So you're going to be getting in those camps. You're kind of a support for the rest of your team. You're kind of like a team commander almost in the sense of a traditional Necromancer backliner, where you're like watching what's happening. You're filling in the gaps where you need to be, and of course you can dish out some extreme damage. Yeah, absolutely, from the back line, using magic, using spells. Definitely a good pick
you
for
can just pick up
but also, again, if you like summoning stuff, this one's for you.
Yeah, it's a using lots of micromanaging, lots of big brain stuff. So, me personally, love the Raider, turn the brain off, go punch bosses. You have a big brain, pick Revenant, maybe pick Iron Eye. It's a big deal. For all the brains that are watching here today and the 8 captains that are playing, I want to break down the format of what we're going to be looking at, what the challenges
what was it,
Ravager? What the overall
I love that he just like straight up like punches shit.
We went over it a little bit, right? But the format for the game,
like punch a dragon in the face.
A night, a day, a night, then a Night Lord. So 2 days in total of gameplay, 2 night bosses, then a big Night Lord, correct?
Exactly, and for our competition, exactly here, how we're having these 8 teams
as far as
against
I know,
each other, is that they're going to play
who knows, they might end up doing that kind of stuff.
3 different Night
like
Lords, and so they get one shot at each Night Lord, and we're going to be scoring them based on the results. Which Night Lords are they able to take down? And ultimately, it'll be curious to see because we've got some very strong players in here. There could be teams that clear it all. We've got some tiebreakers in short. Should that be the case?
I have no clue.
I mean, we've seen a lot of runs fail in Nightreign. It's got that signature challenge that fans of the series have come to expect.
I hope it's not like
and I think
hyper
maybe
monetized
even
or
some
any
of our
stuff,
most experienced streamers here today could find struggles depending on the run that they're on.
No, absolutely. We've talked about it a little bit too and seen it as we played the game, all of us in total. You could fail in your preparation in the daytime. A night boss could take you down in the nighttime as well. When it comes to the score, too, overall for these teams, looking at the score breakdown as how things are going, they're going to have to just run at this 3 times in total, right? So while they're playing this, they're trying to get these points up. The harder night bosses you're fighting, the harder Night Lords you're getting as well. You can see it on screen here. These are the 3 Night Lords we're looking at today. So a lot of people have seen Gladius. That's like a 3-headed
Caligo was
dog
the
beast. It's really,
Gladius.
really cool.
That was
That's 1 point. One
Caligo
of the Night
the
Lords
Minotaur
in the game.
one?
After that, Libra, who Dan, I think you've said is, I think maybe even the hardest Night Lord inside the Night Raider, right?
We're going to see Libra today.
We're going to see Libra today. And after that, Caligo as well, that none of these teams have actually faced or know much about. So we've kind of kept this last boss from them. They've had some practice on the previous ones. But at the same time, when it comes to playing for a score, playing for things here today, these 8 teams, what are they going to be winning,
I'm
Jake?
so jealous.
It's great if we had some kind of
all the people who got
trophy or like a prize.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That would make a lot of sense,
access.
given that it's a competition. Luckily,
that's cool.
We came prepared.
Just a little bit, yeah. So the team that wins this is not like a first, second, third place thing. The number 1 team that wins this, the 3 players that win today, get Guardian's Great Shield that Jake's holding over here, doing a really good job. I see the muscles being flexed. It's a heavy thing.
These things are for real, man. Like,
we got Wilder's.
Swing that sword around.
Yeah, Wilder's Great Sword, like completely down to every inch of detail and scratch. And then Wilder's Buckler as well, which I would say
this is what you execute the Buckler parry with.
Yeah, you can parry your problems away, parry the competition away, but amazing real-life replicas of these items in-game, which I know mean more than money to some of these players who've played for so long.
I mean, this is an incredible competition, an opportunity for these teams to come together and play. As you mentioned, a lot of very long-time fans of the series. We had talked to some of them at PAX, and players were just super stoked at the chance to compete and you know, be in this officially recognized challenge for Elden Ring Nightreign. I know a lot of fans around the world are also tuning in to get their first glimpse on it. So it's awesome to have the community involved as we dive deeper and, I mean, reveal the Revenant for the first time. I know people are really stoked to see that game.
Yeah, we'll find a way to get these items to you in a sense. Maybe they might stay in our living rooms for a little bit and then end up in theirs afterwards.
Guys,
but
I'll keep them in my car until we need to bring
Yeah,
It'll be
exactly.
fine. Don't
Oh,
worry
so
about
they're
it.
all
But we
playing
talked
like
to you guys a lot about
remotely or
these
something.
Teams in general,
Okay,
reviews
I
the word
figured.
team over and over again. I want to
I wasn't
dive
sure how
in
they were gonna do
and
that,
see who
like if it
these
was gonna
teams
be
are.
like
So
an
for
in-person
every
event
team, there's
or-
a captain, 8 captains. Each captain's picked 2 players to play with them. We'll dive in for Team Blue so far. Fighting Cowboy, Ouroboros, Scott John. If you're a fan of the Souls-like series, you can know and understand these are some big names, some heavy hitters coming in on Team Blue.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be one of our favorite squads, but the hits, they keep coming. Team Tan, led by Lil Aggie, followed up with Parkin Harbor and Star Zero Chris. This team, I think, is also going to be a very serious contender. They've got their eyes on the Sword and Shields.
Yeah, styles are all different. Team Green, Will Neff, Myth, Asu. The content is here for this team. We did some listen-ins in practice. They're really funny. I can't wait to see how they approach the game compared to our season's experts. It's going to be wild.
Team Bronze, led by Luality with teammates Gino Machino and It's CBD. We'll see what they're able to bring. I mean, a lot of strategic diversity.
I've been
in
watching
Nightreign,
that guy
so every
since I
team
started
kind
playing
of brings their own unique flair to
Bloodborne.
the competition.
Yeah, also chemistry in that one. Past that, Team Gray, Team Clout, Afro Senju, Lord Balvin, Moonski. When it comes to style, this team has it locked in, and I feel like could be a dark horse coming into today to even take away the whole competition.
Team Purple is going to be led by Zentreya with teammates Doki Bird and Lime Malicious. They're, you know, styled after the Recluse, but I'm curious to see if that's a character that they would actually bring out in the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Cyan as well. The big boss, maybe even Distortion, Spicy, Lobos Jr., all experienced with so much just
I'm not gonna lie, I
Elden
don't
Ring type
recognize all
gameplay.
the
I'm
names.
hyped to see them play today, Jay.
I've
Yeah,
recognized
that's a
a
squad that
few.
gets very locked in when they play. Definitely one of our favorites in the competition. And lastly, it's going to be Team Violet, led by Saikuno with teammates Garrick and Raditz. We'll see if they're able to bring that heat as well. I know we talked to Saikuno yesterday. They were pretty stoked to be part of the competition with so many well-known names here from the creator community.
Yeah, a lot of these creators we saw coming in had varying levels of just success. We didn't see too many fails, but a lot of success all across the board, approaching and having a little bit of expertise on every single squad. Dan, when someone's new coming into Nightreign, what advice do you have for them just jumping in for the first time?
Oh, for the first time, you know, your first few runs, it's going to be a lot of learning.
Yeah.
Like
Cowboy
going to
be playing
You're going to
Revenant?
have a combination of acquired skill and knowledge as you go through the game. It's going to help a lot.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
So just getting a sense of how the game plays is really critical. But I'd also like to say, you know, maybe start with Wilder or Iron Eye.
Nice.
They're a little bit easier to play. You know, Iron Eye, you can stay back from the action and just, you know, shoot away.
Well, I think they
it's a
said,
fun play
I
style.
recognize
And of course, Wilder
her.
has
I
the
think I've
ability to
seen like
survive.
shorts
Yeah.
of some of her
Again, as you're
content.
learning the ropes, that can help a lot. Especially when you're going up against the first
and
combatant
didn't they
today,
say-
Gladius.
They say
Gladius,
Myth
yeah,
was
no
in
joke
this?
at all if you make a
I
mistake.
don't think he was
That's
a
the
team
big thing
lead. He was just
about
like
this type of series, right, Jake?
part
It's
of
like,
a team.
It's such a perfect idea to make it a roguelite as well because you want to try again. You want to have that repeat, and we know how many times.
I've seen her
you have
doing, like,
deaths to
Baldur's
bosses,
Gate
like
content, I
600
think.
on some of them as well. It's going to be fun to see how these guys go in here and try again against these bosses too. Here are 8 teams on screen for you right now, and they're all just waiting at that round table, maybe at the
What's up?
sparring grounds for that expedition to start, to lock in with Gladius and get things going.
Yeah, everybody's, you know, getting prepared, and this is the area of the game where you're going to be able to access, you know, your different cosmetics, thinking about different things you want to level up. We talked a little bit about some of the roguelike elements. Maybe it's a good moment to bring that up.
Is it gonna
Again,
show
talking about
all
some
of them
the relic system that
simultaneously, or is
players
it
can
gonna, like,
expect to
split
sink their
through
teeth
them?
into when it comes to specializing, optimizing their builds?
Yeah, so
All right,
even
man.
though
You
you're
have a
gonna
good
be starting
night.
over
I'm probably
everyone
gonna go
at
into
level
bed
1,
semi
you're
soon
making
too.
permanent progression as you play through the game. These
I'll be
relics can
live
range in
for sure.
quality, so
My
you're looking for the
plan
large
is to
gems
be
give you
live
serious impact
by,
on your run. It can change your ultimate ability.
Yeah.
Just give you more stats. There's a huge breadth of diversity in what you can unlock. For example, I
It
like
was
to play a
4
support build.
Mountain Time.
So even when I'm on Wilder,
Which is
I have it set
6
so that when I
Eastern
drink
time,
a
I
flask,
think.
my teammates get the flask. When I use buffing food, it also buffs my team.
Yeah.
So when I go into a boss fight, I'm just like, here's all the
we
buffs,
see a
and here's all the healing.
executor.
Yeah.
So it makes it, you know, again, you can kind of spec your character to your own personal taste above and beyond what the character offers.
Yeah, there's like some colossal weapons in the game. I'm a big Raider main, and like I did an intelligence mind Raider build. I know it's like blasphemous.
That's
but I was
illegal.
casting like
What,
rules.
3
I was
Iron Eyes
casting
there?
some crazy spells playing Raider long range. So like you can really tune your character to whatever you want it to be, and then have 8 different characters to play. The just skill tree paths in this game are endless, Jake.
Yeah,
Oh, no, there's
so
4.
many options. So
4
our teams
Iron
are
Eyes,
getting ready to play. I think another aspect that
Wilder,
we're going to see come to
and
bear
a
as they
Recluse.
start to queue up as it runs. Look like they're all starting to kick off here. is this team composition. You're seeing everybody start to lock in their heroes, and this is where the teams are making their first really major differentiation.
Recluse is actually good, but I don't know
bring to Gladius
in terms
first
of
Night Lord.
Absolutely.
the
Looking at a few
competition,
Iron Eyes
how
all
she'd
across the
hold
board
up.
as well. We see an Executor, I think, towards the
Especially
bottom
compared
left. They're
to some of the others.
Aggie right now. See what they're rocking. Double Iron Eye with a Duchess.
This is an extremely high damage composition.
Yeah, because Duchess can literally double all of the damage done.
Whatsoever. The Duchess is going to have to be nimble in and out of combat. And one of the things that the Duchess has, not even counting her abilities,
actually big.
She has a double backstep, which is fascinating for getting out of trouble. And the Duchess is going to be in a lot of trouble here because they're not going to have a front line without it. But that said, the amount of damage output this team can deal is absolutely absurd.
So Dan, we're right here at the very start of a Nightreign run when everybody is hopping in on the 29th. They're going to be able to start a run much like this. And what should we do on this first drop in? We know we're always racing against the clock in Nightreign, so give people a head start.
You are, but for first-time players, I wouldn't really worry about the time element at first. Just try to get a handle on
how's it going,
Mr.
MG?
And how things work.
We're just watching some content.
That's sort of
eating
the
my
thing you
dinner.
perfect, rather than try to mess with it early on.
Unfortunately,
so
had to
clearing
work.
Out first camp. This is a very traditional opener, if you will.
So
this camp will take you from level 1 to 2. Give
I'm
you
watching
some introductory
the stream.
Items and
just a little bit of it because I
want
to see some.
You basically want to
gameplay
be level 2 before you start any other content.
Of the
Go
actual
over to
full
Team
release.
Green here as well. You can see that it's not just the camp you start off with. There's also churches available all around that can give you more flasks. They just hit one and walked away. So towards the top left now, that's where flasks are in total. They got 4 flasks to start things off. The rest of the team should be at things like 3 and whatnot. We can go and tune over to Team Blue as well. Look at how they're taking over their camp. Just started a little bit later, but when you have Revenant in the pool, you can just go through camps so fast. They just landed, by the way. This camp's already done.
Yeah, it's cleaned out already. And again, the Revenant is really great at clamp clears because of not only does she have her family friend, but she's also going to create minions from fallen foes. And as you can see, they're going for the church there.
I'm curious how many you can have. I really want to know how many you can have.
You may hit churches up
like
early,
I'm
you may hit them
so
late,
curious
or you may
about
bypass
that.
them entirely.
Yeah, I want to go to Team Purple right now to look at just what happens in some of these other big cathedrals.
I'm probably not going to stay up too late
churches.
tonight because
them,
this launches tomorrow, and I'm going to be streaming like right at 4.
I've also
Mountain
gotten
time.
to this point and taking things down.
I'm
Now
gonna be
again,
playing this.
I know this seems like a very big
So I want to get a
thing.
good night's
There's
sleep.
circle closed again. We have 8 different teams. They're all
I haven't
doing
been getting
their
those
own runs.
lately.
It's not all the teams on the same map. So every single team is in their own seed, doing their own run, kind of racing to see who can take this boss down. It's kind of like a yes-no check system every single game. Did you beat the Night Lord? So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're following. I know you see everyone's kind of on the same map, but they're in their own type of games right now.
So yeah, they're all going to be facing Gladius at the end of this.
Yeah.
But how they get there is going to be very different.
True, very true. So towards the end of night 1
So
here,
they could have
that means
ties.
that if Team Purple, we're looking at them right now, they could be facing a different night boss compared to, say, someone like Team Violet, who's looking at something else entirely.
Absolutely. And again, the route that they take there is going to be very different depending on the map. You can see some of our players, when we looked at them earlier, they have the crater spawn in the middle, in the top of the map.
I wonder how
That will
different the map is
significantly
going to
change
be.
your game plan if you decide to go down that route.
Yeah, I want to tune in with Team
I don't
Gray
think the
right
map
now.
itself
Again,
is too different.
They found
I
a
think
Guardian
it's
Golem in a very different place,
the
and now you can see kind of
POIs
the
that are gonna be
differences
different.
inside the game. We found a Guardian Golem inside a cathedral. This one's spawning in at the top of a fortress that these guys have to scale from the basement to get all the way towards the top of. We can go to Team Tan right now. Again, I can show you the differences in this game. That's Executor, a double Executor team with an Iron Eye.
I love it. That's very bold. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm rooting for this team now.
Oh, they got a Nagakiba as well, so they're going like the perfect item for the Executor. This is nuts. So yeah, again, like the differences for every single team are crazy with the compositions early. Let's slow things down a little bit and just talk about day number 1. I talked about fortresses, cathedrals. Sure. What's available on the map for teams to do?
We're going really fast here. Yeah. So there are all kinds of different camps of different varying strengths.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to determine with your team, like, okay, we're level 3. How aggressive are we feeling?
Yeah.
Do we want to take on a castle? Do we want to go to the castle and check that out? Do we want to go to a fort? Do we want to go to camp? Do we have stone sword keys to do the Everjails?
Yeah.
And the bonuses that they provide?
And then, yeah, the big thing too is every single camp inside the game on the mini map, if you see it pulled up, it has a little emblem next to it that shows you what type is in that camp, what type of weapon is available. So if you're going up against Gladius, I believe you're looking for holy weapons as his weakness, right? Every Night Lord has a weakness, so you might go for a holy camp. You might go for a fire camp for a certain amount of weapons you like to have. So that's a big thing too.
100%. And especially if you're just starting out, getting those weapon vulnerabilities is going to help a lot. So if you go into that fight with Gladius with holy weapons, you have a much better chance of victory.
Yeah, now Jake, when it comes to some of these camps, the one big constant, because the camps will change all around, is the castle. Talk to me a bit about that castle, Jake. What's available in the center of the map? It's a big place with a lot of loot available.
Yeah, the castle is definitely something that a lot of our runners are going to take on because it's one of the most powerful, dangerous challenges in the overworld, but it also has some of the best rewards. Right now, Team
This just makes me want to play.
Jail, so they had a Stone Sword key to open this one up. It summoned a random boss fight, and I mean, what's crazy is with how many runs we've personally seen Shadow at PAX East and here. This is the first time that I've actually seen this come out of an Everjail, and we keep saying that every run. Like, there's always something new, even for us, who we've seen like close to 100 runs at this point. Talk to me though about this little mechanic there. Right at the end of that, they defeated a mini boss, and they got that boss reward. That was a blue rarity, but tell me a little bit more about that looting rarity system when you defeat mini bosses and major world bosses.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever you beat a boss, you're going to get options, and depending on the strength of the boss, the options will be more powerful. Those can include, obviously, weapons and other things like that you can equip. But they also include, like, permanent sort of skills. So they could be passives, sort of like, that have a big range, right? You could get 10% HP, 15% HP, or, you know, lightning whenever you roll. Or stars that fall from the sky while you're walking. There's a lot of different variables.
I've seen some of those, yeah.
You're going to build a completely different
I wonder how many
every run.
I love that.
How many different things? It'd be cool if they added like some active skill changes, like modifications to your own active skills.
Now we're
would be
invading
kind of
the
cool.
camp. A different team decided to go for the Red Main Knights. This is Team Cyan, Distortion's team. They're rocking Recluse here. Talk to me a little bit about Recluse. I mean, we see spells being casted, we see channeling happening. This is a very different type of ambiance everyone else has been watching, and these mobs are going down fast.
So Recluse is basically the core caster of this game.
Yeah.
The archetypal mage. So pretty sensitive to damage, but has an incredible depth of skills. In fact, she creates a magic cocktail based on the elements that are available, and you can create like a dozen different spells out of that. And her ultimate ability is amazing for your whole team. It puts a curse on the enemy, and every time the enemy gets hit by anyone on your team, they get health and FP back.
Yes. Oh, that's nuts. So you just get to sustain.
You can just chain your abilities over and over on bosses, just empty everything you got on.
And she hits so hard. I want to jump over to Team Bronze here. Once again, just looking at a team that's taking on something very different from everyone else inside this night hunt right now. So they're actually inside this castle. You can see you're not going to be looking at a boss health bar down below, but a lot of these things that spawn in the castle are just strong. These are the Crucible Knights, basically a mini boss, and there's like 5 of them that spawn in.
The castle has sort of mid bosses, like this one that will drop perks after they. So, if you can clear the castle, you're going to get a lot of XP and a lot of loot.
There it is, yeah.
You see here, you know.
And this is the big thing too when it comes to this game, right? So Iron Eye, you can see the inventory is already full. We're still making decisions here. Every single weapon has a passive that can help you. So increased two-handed strength, increased jump attacks, less FP consumption. You're thinking about min-maxing 24/7.
I think that's going to be that
and
wall
also,
run.
when it comes to fall damage, inside this game, there is none. So scaling this castle,
Iron Eye,
very
useful to be able to just like climb up walls.
There's no fall damage, and there's also you can grapple up sort of walls and stuff by jumping. The traversal is paramount in this game, and you have lots of ways to move around. You can sprint super fast. You have slipstream jumps to get you across. You can jump to the top of this castle if you want.
Let's look at the bottom of the castle real quick. Team Purple, want to tune in with them ASAP. This is the very basement of the castle we're watching right now in a different world entirely. They're facing the Royal Revenant down here, struggling a little bit. A few players going down. Now, Jake, the Revenant, usually we fight him in a big open field. In a claustrophobic dungeon like this, it's so much different.
Yeah, and Limu trying to clutch this one out is the only player left alive. You can see their teammates are down, and you attack your allies when they're in that down state to get them back up in the fight.
Already down
and you
again.
see it the second time you go down in short succession, there's twice as many attacks, as much damage necessary to res you back into the fight. And oh no, they're leaving
They're running away. They're leaving behind.
Guys, help!
Oh, here we go. See that? A benefit of the Iron Eye, getting your friends up from long range.
Look at the Revenant, though.
The Revenant's got a problem with that.
He's not letting him get it for free. If she does go down, she's going to die and lose an entire... The Revenant's left the dungeon, chasing him down through the hallway. Oh, no.
Luckily, though, it's not the end of the run when you die in the daytime. So when you die at this phase, it's a setback. You're going to lose a level, but you are going to respawn as at Site of Grace. And it's also a big decision point. It's like, do you want to go back in and take on that challenge that just bested you?
Yeah.
And try to, kind of get back into the run? Or do you want to cut your losses? And some of those decision points are really key when it comes to the end game and how far you can get in a run of Nightreign.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing we noticed there in that one, Duchess was using her ultimate there, so it makes her invisible. In fact, it can make your whole team invisible. So that's a great way to get your allies up. or to get a surprise initiate on an opponent.
I want to stick with Team Blue here as we get over towards what seems like an Evergil, just to see what boss spawns out of it, so you guys can see kind of the diversity we're locking in with. We had the Stone Skin Lords before. Same type of Evergil here, you just need a Stone Sword key, and then they'll lock in with this one too.
We can also get to see some of this Revenant gameplay. I mean, this is a new character we're showing for the first time, so let's see how Cowboy takes on
Godskin duo.
A couple of favorites
the
here.
Godskin duo.
Oh.
There you go.
Spawns Frederick.
That's a
Wait, did they
tanky summon.
immediately hit it with the, like...
Looks like they're gonna try to aggro.
I don't know what that is. What's
Pressure
that second
boss
bar?
down. The summon can maybe
What
hold
is
that
that?
aggro, create opportunities
Or it's
for
not
the
a second
teammates.
bar, but it's a
Wow.
bell-bearing hunter at the same time.
Oh, the bell-bearing hunter has also joined the fray here.
What?
So that's, when you're traveling around in the overworld, yeah, you never know where you're going to run into.
And they
They
immediately
just
ask us,
left.
disengage.
Yeah, this.
And
Get
these
out
are-
of there.
These are some of our
Yeah.
strongest players
I
for the
would-
competition.
I
think
would
this is actually
too.
great for fans to see that one of the key decision points in Nightreign is picking your battles, deciding sometimes it's better to come and take on a smaller camp. I mean, they're only level 4. Fighting the Godskin duo plus a Bell-bearing hunter at the same time
It's a lot.
is a lot. Is seriously a big risk you would take. But coming to clear a couple camps, getting a little bit stronger, maybe they'll return and take
And
on
yeah,
that challenge.
you can come back later if you want.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely viable.
And the damage actually sticks when they come back later.
Yes,
so
it does.
the Noble,
Yeah,
even if they
that
come
was
back
crazy.
on day 2,
Why are the
they're
Nobles
going to be
still
locking this one,
aggro
which
to
is
them?
huge. But I've never seen these many
Are they being
boss
chased down
bars
by 'em?
on a POV board.
It's a lot
like
of boss
4 in total.
bars.
Yeah,
It's a lot of boss bars.
Lots to micromanage. Well, look at Team Bronze here next, just to see what's going
Okay,
down. Or
they
actually
even
even
lost the
jumping over to Team Gray. I know we're
Godskin
bing
duo.
bonging here afterwards. We'll check in with Bronze for a second. They're taking down the castle. If you guys want to see the Godskin Nobles taken down as well, we can tune in with Gray. That double Executor gameplay, I know they're experienced with the Godskin combinations when it comes to some of their movesets, so they're going to be parrying maybe even the roll a lot over and over again. So, yeah, here we go with Team Gray. Evergil, by the way, in a completely different section of the map.
Yeah, and you don't need to be a parry wizard to use the Executor's parry in this game. It's much more flexible. It's one of his special abilities. So
Yeah.
you basically set it up and then unleash.
Gotta watch out though.
But yeah, you do need to set it up.
You don't need to set it up.
Noble's a huge threat. Moonski's gonna have to get the res.
So is it
Iron
like an
Knight is
active
another
skill then? You
great
acti-
aspect. We saw
you
that
activate
wow.
the parry?
The arrows are really flexible to res. One pro tip we've seen a lot of teams do though is even if they're running more of like a melee focused build, we've seen some of our stronger players still have a bow in the back pocket. One
Oh,
that they
they're
can
different
tap into
too.
if they want to get a res off.
I
in a
felt
difficult
the
scenario.
bell-bearing
This team
hunter
is
also
not,
popped in.
Not feeling that smoke, which
Well,
wants
yeah,
to chill out and
more than
go
one
for a
team
more
here
challenging
is
camp.
Yeah,
biting
once
off
the
a little more
bell-bearing
than
hunter
two and
popped
seeking
in,
other
they just
opportunities.
took off.
Yeah.
Which is good. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them in this game.
It's different for them too, because they actually cleared this camp before doing the Evergil. Very different to what we saw from Team Blue. Tapping in to Team Bronze now. This is just a world boss that might spawn around. I know a lot of us ignored it when we first tapped into Elden Ring.
A true
and
OG.
went past by. But yeah, we got the Executor just going into full beast form.
Yep.
The entire team just working down, random arrows coming in. They're doing a good job here, Jake.
Hey, Team Bronze is solid right now. Level 10 is a fantastic place to be
That's
in this
incredible.
run.
Yeah.
If you're level 10 at the end of day 1, you are sitting.
That's crazy,
that's
actually.
incredible, actually. I don't know what they did.
I'm telling you, when the Crucible Knights are there in the castle, you
Oh,
get so
yeah,
much
they went through the
XP.
castle.
If
That's
you
what
can
they
clear
did.
the castle has
That's
tons of stuff.
insane.
Risk reward balance, right?
Absolutely. And we're throwing fire pots here, bringing Iron Eye close range in the business. Her dash leaves a mark, which lets
I think
everyone
this
on your
team
do
wins.
so much more damage. This Sentinel, it's butter in a microwave.
I don't
right
actually
now.
know
kind
who
of the
wins,
same color,
but-
right? That yellowy, meltish orange, and it's about to be real
Level
tasty
10
for
is
the team. Get a
crazy.
big boon here.
It's going to be 11 at the end of day 1. That's absurd.
I don't think I've seen that before. I genuinely don't think I've seen 11 on day 1.
So as this first day turns to night, you can see that sky is darkening around us. That also means the zone is closing in, forcing our team
That's crazy.
to that night 1 arena. Dan, walk me through what happens here as this zone of night comes in and we get towards that final arena. What can we expect next?
Sure. So
Iron Eye
as the
looks
circle
cool.
closes to the
I
final,
really wanna try
which,
Iron
which
Eye.
is doing right now, they're going to have to face some lesser
still think, though,
monsters, which are going to indicate what the boss
Executor's
they're going to be
probably-
fighting is. So it can actually give you an advantage. You'll be like,
I don't
oh, I'm
know.
fighting.
I
what
don't
do we
know.
have here?
I like them both.
We got to see what's up. While these guys lock it down,
Goodness.
maybe we tune in to Team Violet really quick. They're actually inside the zone and looking to get to this position. We'll tune right back with that team to see what boss it is. But yeah,
They're
here's the
going
issue.
Super risky deep in the zone here.
Yeah, they went
Yes,
for a troll and like
this-
they locked in too much.
You
Yeah.
see this a lot. When that
Level
night
7.
is falling, you have to make the choice. Do we want to spend extra time here and race against the clock as it closes in on us? The additional risk, as you can see, does not always pay off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, if you just go to the circle right away and you just sit around waiting for the boss, you're like, oh.
And then you might get to the Night Lord and not be as strong as you would like to be.
Yeah.
So they're still going to have that chance. Looks like
Here's the
Team
first
Cam
one.
with Lil Aggie are going to take on the Bell-Bearing Hunter, and this is one that, I mean, they look so comfy. Lil Aggie is just locked in, not a problem, especially with the Iron Eye.
I hate the Bell-Bearing Hunter. I'm so bad against them.
Look at this HP bar.
They can really kite.
Like, they fuck me up.
So I'll tell you what that
every
probably
time.
was. I didn't see it. But between the 2 Iron Eyes and the Duchess has one of my favorite abilities in the whole game. It's called Restage.
Yep.
And what it does is it plays back all the damage that was done to the target in a very short time frame. So if you watch your friends and wait to see what they do, and then just tap that, you're doing all that damage again. So all your damage, all your friends' damage, all at once.
That's actually a
huge
crazy
that
comp.
That was actually
Very
insane.
clean.
Yeah.
Speaking
what
of
level
the
were
team
they?
synergy
I
there,
forgot to
another
check.
thing I noticed from Team Tan is they pick up that boss buff. That's
That was
gonna be
Team
some of your
Bronze?
most
Tan?
powerful passive buffs.
I can't tell, but there's not double digits yet. That's
they have
just
actually
bronze,
the
I
poison
think.
and the Scarlet
Was
Rot
it
in their
bronze?
build. So
I was
playing up
looking
those
at gray,
stats,
not
having
tan.
different members maybe grab a different set.
I think they're like
effect,
9
being
or
ready
8.
for the Night Lord you're going to face off against is really potent. And Team Tan, they're really showing their experience, looking like one of the clear favorites right now in the competition.
Then we're going to tap into Violet to see the other type of boss that could spawn in. So we saw the Bell-Bearing Hunter go and fight. Now we're going to be looking at the Demi-Human Queen and the Demi-Human Swordmaster. So
yeah, this one was
is
a bit of a
different.
pain.
It's 2 bosses at once.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the Queen so much, but the Swordmaster, he's kind of sneaky. You got to watch out for him. He can kill your whole team if you're not careful.
Yeah, you got to be.
He's very small and very dangerous.
There's Garrick there with the Revenant playing like distraction duty.
Yep.
And so making sure that, no matter what happens, the rest of the team's going to be able to take on the Queen successfully. And yeah, you can see the POVs now. Revenant kind of soloing the Swordmaster. The rest of the team trying to make quick work of the Queen.
And I mean, one of the key factors in Nightreign is that even some of these familiar enemies still have reworked movesets, or the boss has been, the fight has been reworked, i.e. having multiple enemies to face. So you need to coordinate that strategy. Of sometimes we've seen a lot of teams split up the aggro, having, so that both bosses aren't aggroed on the same person at the same time, making dodging a little bit easier. It's one of those key strategic factors that when you hop in, and whether you're playing with friends or playing online queuing up, that coordination, the communication is a key aspect of your success in a given run of Nightreign.
Yeah, and even if you're just playing on randoms, there's a lot of really interesting data that is on the you can see on the stage. So like you notice there in the Demi-Human Queen, she had a rot debuff. So you can actually see the debuffs on the targets and the buffs, so you can coordinate with your team that way silently. Like if you see the rod on there, like, okay, my teammates are going to put rod on the target, I'm going to take perks that support that.
Let's look at
She's like one shot right now.
Just jump in as to what could be
they
happening
leveled
for
up, I think, or
Team
something.
Violet even, like just in 5 minutes. A Deathrite Bird kind of just spawned on the map on day 2. The bosses get a bit scarier. A few more field bosses end up spawning in. Right now he is staggered, he's not sleeping.
I mean, again, this double Iron Eye Duchess comp just has the damage, just absurd damage output potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great spot to see. We're going to tap in here with Team Violet and watch them. So a lot of our teams are on to this second day phase, but this is sort of the process you can expect, right? After you beat that Night 1 boss, you're gonna have an opportunity to pick your perk. Sight of Grace will spawn in if you have the runes to grab the level up, or you can reset your flasks and your FP and your HP, and then now on to the next day. Something we have seen, a little pro tip for people who want to really min-max, is we've seen some teams run off into the fog before it even clears.
You can do that.
Try to start into day 2 as quickly as possible, but now pretty much everyone is on that day 2. Let's join Team Cyan. Looks like they're taking down a gargoyle right now. And tell me about where they are on the map right now. Let's go to Team Cyan and we can show that for POV, because
I hate hiccups, they're the worst.
Yeah, the gargoyle's already down.
What is happening?
This is crazy.
This is the unique
Common
Raider
Azure,
map event,
Glintstone
right?
Staff. Yeah, I mean, okay, so we have one of the best spells in the game to take down Gladius or any boss. It's on Distortion, by the way.
It's a very powerful spell.
Yeah,
always has been.
And the reduced FP skill cost for the passive, that's so potent.
Yeah,
or the Recluse.
and he has another thing to pick as well. Dude, he's going
We
crazy.
talked about this a little briefly, but yeah, even though you're only going to be wielding 1 or 2 things at once, all 6 of those slots matter.
Yeah.
So you can stack all kinds of things. So if you're a caster, you can stack FP consumption, perks, and other things like that.
Yeah, and then I'll slow it down again once more. Day 1, we talked about exploring, going to POIs, seeing what's up. On day number 2, and yeah, there's no fall damage. Something that happens sometimes in these.
I wonder
maps
what
is
level
shifting
team.
so a crater spawns in. There could be a
team-
mountaintop that spawns in. A biome of rot even. We'll see some cool
forgot
things
what
throughout
they're
the day.
called.
This is the crater, and on day 2, you can spend the whole day scaling these things. They'll spawn, very unique field bosses. We just saw the gargoyle. Now we got a falling star beast coming.
They
in.
were
Maybe
level
that's why
11 at the
this
end
whole
of
crater
day,
was
like
made.
at day 1.
I mean, this is huge.
So
You never
they've
gotta
be like,
in every single run. These guys are choosing
I don't
to
know,
be here.
15
they could be
now?
across the map doing something
I
else
don't know.
entirely. but they're
Probably
making
a
quick work of this boss.
less
So they made the
that,
choice
but-
to come into the crater, which means they're probably going to go below, but it really depends. Everyone is different, strategy is different, and they evolve over the course of the game.
Yeah.
Nope.
We can tap in really quick the Team Bronze just to show you the kind of juxtaposition and the
Bronze, I
differences in how a run can look. They're
Yeah,
in the
bronze.
complete
Oh,
opposite
they're
side
level
of the
11
map,
still.
in the castle all the way at the top, taking out a Deathrite
Ooh.
Bird. Now we saw this Deathrite Bird on the hills for a different team. We saw these guys in the crater. These guys are now in the castle instead. On
They
day
had like
number
a
2,
very,
kinda working
very good
backwards
lead, and
compared
I
to
don't
every
think they're
other
in
team.
that anymore.
And I mean, the roof of the castle, like we mentioned, that they're on, really tends to have some of your biggest challenges in the overworld very consistently. And so it's a place that some of our more confident teams are going to reliably be coming to seek that challenge out, get some very powerful perks. And it looks like we even got a
Yeah, I
couple
think that's the
legendary
way to go.
weapons. For
Woohoo.
Teenage for Gino Machino
very
and
good stuff.
CBD.
I think
Yeah.
Castle.
Those could really play to your build. And that's the type of thing where you find that loot earlier on in the run, you find that legendary weapon and you start to build towards it. You know, you never know which drop is going to lead you in that direction and give you that purpose
They just
overall
left
for how
that
you're going to
Crucible
build and
Knight.
take on the Night Lord.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
actually go to Team Blue here specifically real quick when it comes to how things are looking like on the opposite side of the map
Oof.
inside this crater. So they've kind of gone way past where we
They've
saw
got
the
like a
other team take that fallen star
3-level
piece down.
deficit here.
They're
I thought
passing
they were
even
gonna
more so,
be-
taking out these big priests and going for a drop per every single mob. So the amount of loot you have in here is plentiful. After that, we got to keep moving. Speed is of the essence.
You do, because
time is of
I
the
thought
essence.
Cowboy
If
was
you're
gonna
going
be,
down
like,
into the crater,
higher
remember, you have to
in
have a
terms
plan to
of-
get back out.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're going to keep walking forward. Here's Revenant. Again, the specialty is taking
Then again,
out mobs with absolute
I don't think he
speed.
ever
And you can see that
claims
happen
to be
again.
like
Everyone going
a
down.
crazy,
The rest of the
crazy
team
good
maybe
player.
looking
He's just
around
really
to
good.
see,
I think.
you know,
I
what
think
we're
he's
gonna
really
be
good
looking
at
at
like
towards the bottom
making
of the
builds
crater.
that
They're
make
still
the game
moving. They
easier.
got
for-
more stuff to get past.
not like
I recognize this
broken
golden
easier,
fog ball,
but-
guys. That's
I think he's a
definitely
good. I think he's a
symbol
good
of
player. I
something.
think he doesn't. I think he
Now
doesn't
they're
give
going to
himself
tap in
enough
on their
credit.
side. I want to go to
But
Team
I've seen a
Cyan
couple
real
streams
quick,
where he's like,
who might be
I
doing
don't ever
something very
claim to
similar.
be,
Again,
you know,
still looking different though, right? They're also
a,
going to
like,
tap
crazy
in,
top
in
tier
the exact
player,
same place.
but
This time with Recluse. Listen to how fast
30-12.
we can get through a mob like this when you have a spellcaster that's kind of focused on that single target damage.
That's, wow.
I'm in the prelates.
I mean, these builds are really
Goodness.
coming online. This is one of the things I talked about with Recluse, right? Is you have so many
Recluse
options
is
to be
going
flexible, so
melee.
You start getting the right perks, the right passives together, and you become this
That's
monster
funny.
late game damage
Recluse
dealer.
is-
And so the hands of somebody as expert
Recluse
as
is damn
Distortion, you really
good.
get to see what's possible. I think Recluse with all, we talked about it a little bit, we can say more though about that first skill. You know, the ability to pull the elemental damage that you deal to an enemy, you pull that out of them, and then you're able to deploy that depending on
Yeah.
its combination to send it back on an enemy in different unique spell combos. So there's going to be so much depth in that. I think
You
fans
can, you
are,
can cook a lot of different stuff up in the
Yeah.
magic cocktail.
Absolutely, yeah. Shake and stir it, do whatever you want with it, and you get some crazy combinations. Right here, so this is about timing, min-maxing. Lots of
Level
fire cards, we
13.
take our time to take
He's
down, but
level
Dan
13,
talked
I
about
should
it, the
say.
crater. You have to solve its mysteries. You have to be upkeeping with time as you move around. There's hands clawing at you, parts spitting flame. You are skipping as many of them as you can because there's something towards the end of this that you really want to have, you know, just grab your eyes on.
Again, it's always about choices, right? Like,
Yeah.
you could be halfway through the run and be like, okay, we got halfway through the crater, but the wall's coming in. Maybe we should exit now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. But a lot of these teams, it looks like they're going for it.
Absolutely. We can tune in back over to Team Blue. I like going back and forth to see exactly how they're making decisions here. So Distortion is going all the way forward. Cowboy instead has actually taken out every single fire cart. Looking at these hands as well, he's kind of delayed a few meters back from where we saw the other team, but has more runes in total. So they'll get another level up, go up to 9, and now they're moving through all the hands. So it's very different
He
for
needs to
both
level
teams. I
up
want to
more.
stick with Team Blue here as we see them go so much closer to that crater, almost
they're
all the
going
way.
right to the bottom.
Yeah.
we can actually hop over to Team Cyan to see where they're ultimately going to be going, the final challenge. Although I think Team Blue is
I think
also
we stick with
reaching
Team Blue.
that. Yeah,
I
you're
wanna
right,
see
you're
them-
right. Team Blue's about to run in and show off some of the loot to be found in the crater.
And there it is,
See
both of them side
different
by
perspectives
side.
on the crater here,
Ooh,
taking on the
Magma
magma
Worm.
worm here down at the base.
That is just such unbelievable damage, man. Like, I can't, they're punishing the Magma Worm. That is a thick monster.
Goodness.
okay?
Oh my God. Both teams actually, these health bars are absolutely getting decimated. I mean, Recluse with these spells is just every single time she casts one. The Magma Worm staggered as well, gonna take a big crit there
Recluse
too.
is
I
really
mean,
good, but she
it's
also
just
got a really
nuts
good
from both
spell
sides.
there.
Now Dan, talk to me about beating this Magma Worm.
Fighting
What
Cowboy went
happens-
down in one hit.
Oh,
He's
no
got
way.
That's what you got to worry about, right? You were mentioning this, Dan.
Revenant is
on the
frail.
Revenant,
Yeah.
you don't want to get too greedy with the spell casting, right? You could be in trouble if you take that one powerful hit from an
But
enemy.
hey, Sebastian's out.
Wow, Team Cyan, that is ridiculous. I looked away from the screen for a
he's
second,
already
and they already cleaned the Magma Worm. And now, tell me about what they get at the bottom of the crater.
So if you complete this aspect of the crater, you will actually be able to take any one of your items, any one of your weapons, and turn them into a legendary.
Wow.
So this is an incredible buff to go into the final battle with because, again, you look at the boss's weakness, you're like, oh, I've got a holy item. And this isn't even a holy one. It doesn't matter, right? It's like, if you've got a legendary weapon, very powerful.
Yeah.
And so you can make any one of your weapons legendary at that little service down there if you beat the Magma Worm.
And that's huge, right? If you're playing Recluse, you pick up a weapon, make it legendary. If you're playing Iron Eye, you love your starting bow, a gray item.
Yes.
Make it legendary.
This is not, we talked about the relic system very briefly before we started going. So let's say I have a relic that starts my bow off with fire.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to pick up anything because I want fire, right?
Exactly.
You can make that legendary.
And it does so much
And all of
damage.
a sudden, your starter bow is now a legendary item.
Yeah,
So
that's amazing.
there's all kinds of different routes you can take. And again, this is only when the crater's in play.
Yeah, and it's still all earned, right? We saw these teams
And the crater's
go
just
all the way
random
down.
as to whether
they
or
have
not
to
it's gonna be
practice
in
actually
play.
going through this crater a couple of times as well. I've been lost, Jake, going into this crater sometimes. I have no idea. The first time I was in here, I had no idea what was going on.
These teams had been clinical about going down here. It's actually, there's a lot more places you can get
They
lost
only
and other
just
places
now
to
caught up on
explore.
the
You know,
map.
you
Yeah.
gotta find
They
the
were
right,
way
the
lower
right paths and
level, though.
causeways around to get through there.
All they
you
have
know?
to do is beat it, though. It
No,
doesn't
dude.
matter, like,
Looks like everyone's going
who's
to take
in
their
the
chances.
lead.
Let's look at some of the levels.
They just have to beat it
Team
and get
Blue
the
is around
points
about
for it.
level 9.
Ooh,
Team Bronze
15.
level
It's 15.
15. So, I mean, this is an amazing run. I think Bronze and Cyan are
Goodness.
both hitting
What?
level 15.
15.
Like, guys, like, we've seen a lot of runs. That's rare.
That's the
for our
cap.
runners to be
So yeah,
hitting
just so
the
you
level
know,
cap.
the regular level cap is 15.
Yeah. They're done. Like, there's supposed to be a Night 2 boss that gives you XP as well.
Well, yeah,
But there's still going
It's
to
not
be
over,
chances
you
to
know.
spend your consumables. There's
Yeah.
special
True.
merchants around
Yeah.
the map, so you don't have to spend your runes on leveling up if you want to. You could go for more of those consumables. You could play towards that, and even, of course, we'll be able to see that closer to the final Night Lord. There's going to be one more chance to spend your runes. So you
Yeah,
don't have
just
to
to
be too
talk,
desperate.
to talk about that a little briefly, the runes, you can use them for all kinds
So
of
what I'm
different
probably
things,
gonna do
including you
here
can get more item slots. You can actually buy gear directly
is-
from the shopkeeper, and of course consumables. I know for a lot of first-time players for this, you might not think about consumables
Let's
too
see how
much.
this
I know when I
plays
played Elden
out.
Ring, I didn't use them at all usually.
I'm saving them for
I'm
the
gonna
next
try to
round.
fast
Save them for the
forward
next round, right?
to-
But in this game, use them.
Yeah.
Use your consumables. They're very good in this game.
Team
Night
Green,
2
they're going
bosses,
to take
I
on the
guess.
Valiant Gargoyle. You can see that circle on the map is zoning them in towards the final arena. But, I mean, 14 right now is amazing. I have no question
Yeah,
in my mind
this-
that these guys are going to survive that
I
night
think
to the Night Lord.
Yeah, I think Gladius should be afraid of these teams, not the other way around.
There's a different type of Night Lord just walking around. Here's Night Boss number 1, by the way, for a bunch of other teams. And
Oh, my.
Just
if you blink, there's bye-bye.
Goodness.
absolute wow.
Seems like the run's going pretty well for Team Cyan. All right, all right.
Definitely seeing some really, really high-level Recluse play here. This I can't even imagine
Recluse
the
is
effects they have
strong.
stacked, but
Like, I
they're
could already
very
tell
serious.
Recluse was going to be strong.
It gets insane. And again, the one good thing about Recluse is that she never really runs out of FP, right? Especially
Yeah.
with that
Oh
ultimate.
yeah, look at that. Look at
And-
see
and
all
right-
the
You
all
know,
these
you
passes,
just
all these
keep
passes
your-
are improving
you
those
keep
sorceries.
your,
they're
cocktail
stacking
going.
the damage and reducing FP costs.
And
So you
one,
can
you're
just
doing
let-
more damage. Two,
Yeah,
you're
the thing is,
just
your build is going to
recovering
be different
FP the whole
every
time.
game, right? You might be led in a different direction. You might be trying out different spells. And I think for me, you know, as someone who's a huge fan of Elden Ring, that I didn't fully explore like all of these different ways to play and fight in the game. And Nightreign really brings that to bear. And I think for a lot of players, it's going to be a great opportunity to really get the full breadth of the experience, to try all these different strategies and builds. And there's a reason
I
this
wanna
run is
move
going so
forward
well.
to
It's not
the-
because they needed to
Here
hit
we go.
exactly this build, but it's because
To the
Easy
actual
been as
Night Lords.
possible, yeah. This is nuts. So, you know, open that white door as well. Dutch's double Iron Eye, sometimes you don't get the biggest value because, you know, sometimes there's arrows being shot at multiple mobs, but against just one Night Lord, right? That Duchess is going to be repeating so much
Again,
damage.
for when
I
they
can't
split.
tell you how much I love the restage ability.
Yeah.
What it's so satisfying. Obviously, you know, the Duchess is kind of like, again, like the rest of this team, kind of fragile. But the restage ability playing back all the damage your entire team does. Even if you're not communicating with your team, you can just watch visually when those giant arrows shoot.
whether it's like a
seen this
big
boss
rock
fight
or a big-
before.
a big repulse.
doing
I
it
just
right
want to see how
after
the
a bleed
teams
proc
do
is
and
the most-
who wins and who dies.
The boss's health bar just, it's gone.
Yeah. Eviscerated, evaporated, melted. Choose
then
your
I'm
way
just
to
gonna
have
skip
your
to the
boss, I
night
guess.
bosses
And this is
of
going to be
each-
our
of
first
each
look
run.
of the stream here at this Night Lord. I know for a lot of fans who maybe haven't seen so much of what to expect in Nightreign,
Gladius.
get ready. This is Gladius, the Beast of Night.
I got to beat Gladius a few times.
And again, the mobility you've got here, this is where we really put the players to the test, right? So night bosses might be a bit slower. You might be a little bit stronger compared to them in terms of your vigor. Over here, Dan, this is what you're talking about, right? When you have a squishy team comp like this, one bad mistake is a third of your team down.
Can happen.
Yeah.
Now, it's not going to happen on this one, but it can happen. It can definitely happen. Again, Gladius, again, he's still quite challenging, but should not present a problem to this particular team.
You got it.
Level 14 is great. I mean, like, honestly, you could be in this boss at level 12. We've seen people clear it even lower than that and still feel pretty confident about your chances. So the fact that your run has gone so well up to this point, it puts you in a position of massive advantage. And now Gladius goes into the second phase.
Yeah, and every time you get here, you won't be at 12. Sometimes you'll be at 15. You might be at 9.
Yeah.
But you basically have to figure out how to do it with what you got.
You're
going to have different tools every time.
So I see what they're doing. Iron Eye's ultimate is this big bow shot. Every single dog gets kind of collateral with that bow. They double ult back and forth and deal quadruple the damage. That gets, I think, power to the 9s by restage. The mathematics elude me, right? It's my Night Lord.
Maybe we can bring in Cyan
Very powerful math.
Yeah. And yeah, Cyan's here too. Who's gonna actually beat this first? That's the big question. Cyan
is a little bit ahead. It looks like Cyan got the first.
Wow. Cyan eliminated it. Started it, I think, almost the latest.
I don't even think we got to see that one because it probably just evaporated.
These are crazy places to be. Amazing first run here for Team Cyan, led by Distortion too. It's a great start, but it's expected for these squads. Team Tan looking to get the cleanup as well on Gladius, but this is going to be the one they're most familiar with. This is really your introductory run, your warm-up run for these squads.
Yeah.
Again, still a challenge, but these squads really know what they're doing.
These are some of the best players in the game, right? So, like, when I hop in, it looks a little different, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm usually lying there on the ground.
Level 15 as well for Team Bronze. Man, there's going to be some very serious competition into some of these more difficult runs.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see how things shake out because when they start, those runs are going to look very different than the one we just saw. Again, different variables every time.
Lock in with Team Blue as well. We're going to be looking at just the way that these guys might be starting a bit later. That might not be due to just the speed at which you're playing the game. You can spend your time planning on how things are going for this Night Lord all the way towards the very end, right? You can spend your merry days having dinner at that smithing place or just that free bridge right before the Night Lord happens. You can still see the damage we're pumping out here on Blue, and it's absolutely amazing.
This is a pretty cool build from Fighting Cowboy on the Revenant. We talked about how squishy Revenant is and
he's got the giant
you are about
shield.
taking a big hit, but it looks like he's grabbed a great shield. I think this is the Bell-bearing Hunter's great shield. That can be really potent in this fight. It's hard to dodge all the attacks from these split-up beasts. And so this is giving him a bit more flexibility, a bit more staying power to be close and engage on the boss, showing that your builds could be different every run. I mean, I hadn't thought about using a great shield on Revenant, but it seems to be working right now.
It might have good passives. I'm not exactly sure why he's using it. Maybe because he did go down earlier, right? Defense.
I mean, he's already blocked some powerful attacks with it. Staggers now, though.
Whoa! Holy! That's insane! Never seen that in Nightreign before. And Gladius is down.
Close and engage on the boss, showing that your builds could be different every run. I mean, I hadn't thought about using a great shield on Revenant, but it seems to be working right now.
It might have good passives. I'm not exactly sure why he's using it. Maybe because he did go down earlier, right? Defense.
I mean, he's already blocked some powerful attacks with it. Staggers now, though.
Whoa! Holy! That's insane! Never seen that in Nightreign before. And Gladius is down.
Is that a sorcery?
Again.
Like,
I mean,
that's not
a
spell in game, is it?
We can go to Team Green, Gray, Violet, whatever we want to go
in
with.
Elden Ring?
I mean, everyone's starting things at a different
time.
That
was the laser beam that the big two-headed dragon does.
Gladius this time is going to be, again, a front line with an iron.
I didn't know that was
this team's got a lot of heart. I like this. This is my favorite one to watch.
They are so fun. The engagement is so, like, look at Will Neff. He is so locked in right now. But they're down at level 11, so a little bit like less than where you'd want to be in this run. Still absolutely winnable. But maybe we tap in and see what the comms are like here from Will Neff and the gang on Team Green.
They're on me. They're all on Ba. They're all on Ba.
Yeah, so you can see that red circle kind of shows you who's taking the biggest aggro so far.
It does. So if you see that red reticle on one of your teammates, that means they have the eye of the enemy.
They gotta run.
Could be a big opportunity for you, depending on your situation.
Oh,
and
no.
Also, it tells that player, run. Yes.
I got two on me. He's rejoining. We have to get Myth right now.
Nice, so good strats there, but Gladius
Gotta be
doesn't
careful.
stop. Yeah.
I can't see. All right, he's on me, he's on me, he's on me.
And I mean, they're able to res back into the fight, right? So that's one of the key elements really in these boss fights is the resurrection, getting people back. But he's out of heals, right? So now you got to play this very clean. And this is a healthy Gladius. So this fight is really coming down to the wire. It needs to be very sharp from here on out.
And as you can see, yeah, these can become duels of attrition. They're out of flasks. Looks like they still got a few consumables.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know that those boluses are going to help Will out too much, though.
I don't think right now under pressure he remembers.
But that's the thing, he doesn't realize he's got the warming stone in
Yeah.
this moment of pressure. And like, it's good that you're hitting on this so much, Sam, because I think a lot of
There it goes.
people are like me. Oh, never mind.
There comes the warming stone.
The
In fact,
caster curse didn't work.
there is a relic that lets you use the boluses to heal yourself as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah. That's huge. Now his ult is back up, so can use the iframes from that. Will slowly walk away, get hit a little bit.
So low.
Boys, it's been a
Spam
fucking
rolling.
pleasure.
They're gonna die out.
Might come in at some
I'm
point.
going arrow. I'm
There we
gonna try
go.
to hit all three.
Oh, if he hits all three, that's huge. Look at the damage. Wow.
Nice.
Pretty
Okay.
good. It was a good shot.
Dude, we love this squad. They're so much fun to watch.
So we're gonna see what
They're on me.
Maybe we
Method
can
Boy
tap
doing.
in.
Oh my
It's
god.
okay. It's okay. I'm on it. First dagger. First dagger.
Maybe we can tap back in with Team Green in a sec. Team Gray, it looks like they're about to get their Gladius kill
Come on, baby.
as well.
Come on, baby. Dial.
See how Afro Senju and the group are doing.
Yeah, this is that double executor team, so lots of fun, lots of parries, lots of
Ooh.
close range action from this one.
Looks like they got it.
They're in a great spot, still with a few flasks left. And Afro Senju's wasting no time, but a couple big hits going in here. Yeah, let's bring in the audio. Let's listen in here for the final moments of the fight.
Ooh. That Gladius very mobile.
How do I use the item? Okay, I'm using Warming Stone. You guys need it?
Yeah, out of HP, sometimes you gotta rely on your
I can't do
team.
anything about that. Oh,
Alvin
okay.
down,
You get it?
Gladius,
Moon?
5% HP, about to split.
Oh!
No, Moon.
All down to one. Moon has to go for the rest of the dog's
clutch.
full lunge by any moment now.
And it feels like the res on Balvin might be too difficult. Maybe better to just go for the kill here on Gladius. Risk reward. Under pressure right now from Afro Senju. He's just sending it on the Gladius. That is what I'm talking about.
Well done.
Oh my
That
god.
was well played.
That is
Oh my
huge.
gosh. Let's go.
Maybe we
Is that
can go
everybody?
back here
My ult
to
too. I had
Team
it all,
Green
we had
and
it all.
see how their fight is rolling. Still a bit of health bar left on
They're the last
Gladius.
one
And
left,
Villeneuve has
right?
been dodging incredibly well here in that engagement. Keeping
God,
the HP
I
up
love that
despite
this one
lacking
is still
flash.
going. I can watch this one all day.
This has been the longest one we've seen so
Oh.
far. Will going down again, but that health bar has been put into work.
Right.
I mean,
So
you
you can
got
see
three
that-
players, but Gladius is matching that heat right now.
It's his third time down, so you see the wheel fills up.
Team Violet,
No!
Team Violet, I think Gladius on 5% HP.
No.
That's so incredibly
That was
close.
the easiest boss.
They're not able to get the win there. Oh.
I'm
That's
telling
the
you, look,
easiest
you
boss.
have to be
Done.
careful.
The comeback
Yeah.
can be done, right? That's
Yeah.
only 1 point, so they're not out of it yet. However, it does put them on the back foot, and with some of the impressive runs we've seen so far, that's a blow there to Team Violet.
Listen, I was talking to Saikuno. He just doesn't want to come last. He wants to be top 4. He wants to stay inside the business. So
Fair enough, podium finish.
Yeah,
It's a good
podium
goal.
finish.
Team
Wanna
Green,
go
though,
for it.
looks like we got 2 down on Team Green, and they
No.
defeat 2, so another fail on Gladius. That is a tough one. Team Purple, I believe they're our last competitors, still fighting this round on only level 9. This is going to be a real endurance battle for them.
Yeah, it can totally be done at 9.
yeah, it's
Can
very
be
true.
done, but it certainly doesn't make it easier.
And it's
right?
only the first down for Zentreya, so they still got a shot here.
War
Yeah.
of Attrition, though. If they were like level 12 by now, that damage has been done. It could have been enough to take down Gladius, but they're gonna have to work that extra little bit now.
Yeah, we
Just
talked about
because
this a
they're on
little
a level.
earlier. When you go down the first time, it's very easy to get you back up.
Yeah.
But you need more and more damage to get them up.
This is a
Their
nice
Iron
perk
Eye
actually
was
to
really
have when
hurt.
you're under leveled, that when you get
Warming
low
Stone,
here, I
maybe?
believe Zentreya has the perk where it summons Holy Ground under you to heal you. So it could be really
That's one
useful
thing I
in
gotta
this
remember
fight
to,
where,
like, try and
you
go
know, they're
for is, like, the
deceptively
warming
having a bit more
stones.
resources than they might otherwise expect.
Try to make sure
But
I'm
now they're
picking
playing it
those
slow.
up.
Maybe the Wilder ultimate can get a stagger on the
Wow.
boss, an opportunity to deal damage, but they were
Look
able to
at-
get Limo
he's got-
back
he's-
in the fight.
he's blood stepping all over the place.
So stylish.
Nice dodge. The poison proc is going to be crucial if they want to play this as that war of attrition. They want to try to stall it out.
A little bit of lightning damage on this.
They've got poison on them.
Yeah,
That's something.
it's ticking down slowly. Oh, the restage there as
And
well.
Although you're always racing against the clock in the day phases of Nightreign, Here in the Night Lords and the Night Bosses, you can play things a little bit slower, but of course, your resources are finite, so that is a risky strategy in its own right.
Yeah,
the trade gets caught.
There's no clock to fight when you're fighting the main bosses.
The bosses are hard enough, all right?
Yeah, exactly.
Please don't make them harder.
3 dogs now all over Doki Bird. Rolling away really well, not taking even a lick of damage. This time, no fireball. To stop Zentreya.
Oh.
Trying to heal up. He's now holding ground, but I mean, when Gladius splits, we've seen some teams like full kite. Nice roll,
Yeah.
got caught by the other dog. The flame breath attack.
This one is going to be close.
Down.
Yeah, this is going to be a very close one so far.
Oh,
2
Iron Eye's
teams still
taken.
left playing so far. It's purple,
Going for the res.
or just purple, I guess, who's locking in for this one. The last POV we have. So low right now.
2 out
Oh,
of
they
2 out
stopped
of
the
8
split
that
just in
died.
time.
Nice.
Team
That
purple.
was
All right.
clutch.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna
Literally
skip
an
forward to the
upper
next
level run, but
boss
with the skill.
because I want to see the boss fight. That's what I want to see.
Signs are expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Libra is wouldn't have the opportunity to have.
They're gonna have to play it very.
Yeah, he has an instant TP move as well that comes in.
Level 15
with the Clash
again.
of Madness, so a lot of these
Did they
caster
change
builds,
out their
you have to be very
characters
careful
for this
while you're fighting
one?
Libra. Already,
For those of you
Team
watching
Cowboy.
at home, this
Let's
is
see
a
here.
difficult
Recluse,
boss.
Iron
Yeah.
Eye,
And he's getting bodied by the
and Wilder.
Oh
I
my
think?
God, Team Cyan is
Yeah,
melting
Wilder.
this one.
The DPS is insane
Holy
at Distortion's Recluse build right now.
absurd.
They're both level 15 teams.
Yes.
And they look absolutely insane.
Cowboys
So right
doing
now, when he gets
way
into the
better this
sigil
time
mode
around.
on Team Cyan's screen,
They already broke it.
They, I feel like
yeah,
they
they
beat
have an Iron Eye Ultimate able to just take the entire minigame down. Here are the sigils
Yeah,
blue
the
on
sigil
Team
on Team
Blue.
Blue, yeah.
Oh, they
And they
just
take it
stagger
down
him.
as well. They stagger him with 2
They
colossal
staggered
weapons.
him out of it, yes.
That's
yes.
insane. There's so many options to approach with this one.
One of the key strats we've seen for teams to break that sigil phase is using the ultimates to stagger the boss while he's
Yeah, if
passing.
you can do ultimate timing.
Yeah.
You really want to avoid him getting that attack off, because if he does, he's going to get super buffed up and be a problem. He's got an attack buff now, but trust me, that's the better outcome. I promise you,
Really?
somebody on some of these runs, you're going to see what happens if Libra
to
gets his
know.
sigils
Yes,
off.
yes, we are.
And now we saw a little bit of low
Save
FP on
ultimates
Team
for the
Cyan
shield.
getting hit double time, so the Recluse ultimate comes out.
There it is, yeah.
And now
Curse.
HP's not a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're getting HP and FP back on every hit.
And look, it's a multi-hit spell as well. So you can see while it was up at least, crazy things were coming in. Big stagger damage
Instant.
again. The
God.
Iron Eye ultimate.
Just-
The big bow shot. Libra's mad, but I don't think the team cares.
This is such a masterclass from Team Cyan Distortion 2.
That's
Looking
crazy.
so impressive.
Yeah.
This is
Not
one
a
of the-
single
this is the
match.
fastest
Goodness.
Libra kill
Yeah.
I've seen. Not even close.
Okay, for those of you watching at home, your first Libra experience will not be like that one.
Let's go to Team
No
Gray.
false advertising. No false
Jump to
advertising.
Team Gray. Jump to Team Gray here. I know that Team Blue is also going to be solving this one out. Let's look at Libra
See
from
if
the
they make
perspective of
different
someone who
choices.
might have not seen it before, maybe going for it for the first time.
Oh, yeah,
So-
to make different deals, as you can see.
I don't know what the deals
HP is low.
do.
Restore HP at the cost of reduced max HP. So let's hear from Afro Senju. What is he thinking about?
He made a deal. Wait, no,
Not
no,
yet.
Self-proficiency to lag.
I
He's
refuse.
If you're not sure, yeah, refusing is a good
I
call.
know.
I didn't know.
I agree. I think this is the right call.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless it's like really perfect for your build,
But
the
it can be.
downsides are
It can
expensive.
be. Yeah, it is.
Spam twos,
But
chat.
we have seen we've seen
I
people
got first
hit
ult.
like level 18 from
But
taking
use
those
ult-
levels
use
and play
ult as a
Iron Eye.
heal
You
if
don't
you
need to
can.
heal. Just play long range. So we've seen it pay off. The deals aren't always terrible. But these teams confident. Level 14, they feel like they can do it with the kit they have already.
We have to respect the mechanics.
I think this one will be a little bit more interesting.
Oh, they're trying to just multi-bleed him as much as they
Yeah,
can.
I see that.
But here's the cool thing about this boss, right? He's a merchant-based boss. His lore as well has to do with
some big
being
hits
greedy.
already.
If
Libra?
you get greedy, you go down. That's the entire philosophy
That's
around
his
this boss.
the concept from the very beginning, right?
Yeah.
His whole like, I'm gonna
You're good, you're good.
make you an
Don't
offer.
think about it.
Don't
Yep.
take it.
So if you even do just one extra R1 proc, if you just stand in for a millisecond more for an attack,
I'm using them all.
you're taking half your HP bar. Now you can see the true difficulty of this boss. This team's struggling when they're close range.
He hits like a truck.
Yeah.
And this team doesn't have the coordination for like stagger cycles, if you will.
Yep.
Much more advanced play what we saw from the other teams.
They're still level 14. This is a
Respect the
beefy
me-
team.
this-
Yes,
mechanics?
this is
The
beefy.
Beast is pumping
all, I'm
damage.
gonna die.
He's also taking those hits from Libra.
I staggered him.
I love this. This is.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so there's a load.
Do they have the staggers?
They're not trying to
Break the seals,
stagger
break
it
the
so they
seals.
can clear the seals.
Break the seals, break the seal. Move, break it, run into it.
There we go. So that's
See,
one
that's good.
way
Yep.
He's
to
gonna get
stop
mad.
it.
Be
Now the
careful.
thing is,
Be careful.
that mechanic scales
It
every
does.
time.
It
so
does.
you'll have double the
There's
seals.
There's gonna be more seals.
Triple the seals. The seals spawn in the air, so it's a double executor Iron Eye build.
The Iron Eye's gonna have to take out the air ones.
Yeah,
Guys,
it's gonna be nuts.
Let's go over to Team Green right now. They just failed the sigils phase. Let's see what goes on if you let Libra get this buff online.
So triple the spells, right? At the same time, the spells get buffed, so they go faster.
Oh,
they
no,
go further. They stack on top of each other, and they also get buffed to go in 360 degrees when he casts it from his hands.
We need the comms from Team Green right now. Oh, we're not going to bring him in on this time. We'll see what Team Green's able to do. Can they clutch? Oh my God, these
Look
hits.
at the damage.
They keep coming.
This is going to be a world of hurt.
This is a long phase. You got to survive this one. Let that buff decay off. Trying to put damage down in this phase, very risky.
Yeah, he has increased
only
poise,
level
by the
12.
way. You can see under his health bar, it's not rock,
Goodness.
it's not poison. Yeah, increased poise, increased resistance, increased damage. Or not damage, just defense entirely.
I thought he was going
and
down
every single person getting hit on the team, down to one flask. This is the scariness of not clearing the mechanic on this boss. Now, he starts to drum on the ground. You have to go pick up all those little runes. Naf doesn't know about it. You get madness sprout if you don't go for it. You can't heal through it either. Almost.
Just barely.
A double hit.
I mean, you kind of can, but he's obviously still got a big madness bar charge.
I mean, he's
here.
out of blast. This
Yeah.
much HP on the boss bar, and a madness proc
he's
knocks
down.
him. This is looking like a really scary fight here for Team Green.
Look at that, Myth and Asu trying to find their ways to get into this spot as well. I mean, they will get him up for now, which is kind of insane. Have a next chance to go for that Iron Eye ultimate, but again, we saw Team saving that ultimate to help with the mechanic. This team's just gonna rage throw it towards the very end. He's trying their best right now.
Team Bronze, meanwhile, just cleared. We can also maybe
Nice.
join Team Violet, who are pretty close to a clear of their own. Remember, this team went down in the first round. They weren't able to defeat Gladius, but getting a win here would go a long way to getting them back in the running here in the competition.
Yeah, they set themselves apart from some of the other teams that failed. Gladius and will fail Libra.
Sigil
again.
phase, a lot of sigils.
They're trying to go to just break everything when it comes to the center. They're gonna try for it multiple times. It's not gonna work.
Uh-oh. Scary moment, right? They need to clutch this out. Sikuno on the third down.
Not
It's gonna take
again.
a lot of hits to get him back up, and he's the Iron Eye. He's the one who's most equipped to res teammates, so it's a scary moment for Team Violet. They've got to stay locked in. They've got to kite this phase well.
Yeah, and with a three circle, you know, the 3 pips around the circle, very hard to res.
Yeah. No, this is
See
gonna
how
be...
many attacks it takes from the allies.
When you get down that low, ultimate abilities are best used defensively, actually, if you have to. Because that's the only thing that can get that much damage out in that short time.
Oh, they're done.
Garrick is
maybe.
low. Last man standing. Takes a hit. Just barely able to tank through it. Needs to just evade these spells. Trying to get those reses off. Getting one back into the fight would really help. Okay, Raditz is up. And a great dodge from Garrick keeps him in the fight.
Still locking in with it.
Oh, no, he's down.
Ooh. Garrick down. Just down to Raditz now for the very end of it.
Yeah, you can get into a really vicious cycle here when you got 2 down with the 3 pips on the bar.
Yeah.
And they don't have the best ultis to really res back into the fight. Sometimes ultis can be great, but something like the Wilder ulti is like a pretty reliable way to res. We've seen that as one of the key skill sets on Guardian and Revenant.
And here's a really cool tech you can actually do if you just focus on the bottom right with Raditz. He was about to get that madness proc in, uses his ultimate, the iframes from the ultimate stop the madness.
Absolutely.
He's able to
might
go
die.
toe-to-toe with Libra now.
Oh, he's low though.
Ooh, gotta be
Giving
careful.
time for the res here. It was a trade.
1 for 2. And big damage again.
Oh, no.
Just like Kuno as he gets up.
I mean, Libra
Libra is low.
Libra
It's
is
a tough
relentless.
call.
Look at the sigil.
Oh, no.
Okay, this is where you got to make a choice. Maybe
Yeah.
you do just go for the res, get people back up into the fight.
I don't think they can go. I think they have to go for it.
Yeah.
Well, they had an ult, apparently, right?
All right.
They're all up.
They get him back in, but this is the buff spellcasting Libra.
Yeah, he
might
is
be low,
buffed.
but he's not out.
He is buffed.
Sykkuno trying for this. Does not want to repeat what happened with Gladius, where we saw a very similar amount of HP, and the boss taking and having the final laugh at the end of the day. Libra, though, much tougher than Gladius.
I like that they're playing this one slow, though. They're trying to wait out some of these buff phases. Green, it looks like, just went down, so failing to that second boss. Libra, such a heavy threat. We saw them kind of struggling earlier. Team Violet, though, we're going to stay with them, see if they can manage to clutch this one out. These hits keep coming, though.
Ooh, iframes to stop the TP into the stagger.
This is going to be.
This is going to
So
be a
close.
photo
We're going for the
finish.
res
so
again.
close.
Hit on res. Iron Eyes gonna just finish it off. It's gonna be huge.
Oh.
Garrick is back up. Libra down to 10%.
Oh, no.
Madness.
Gotta grab these pips. Libra, still incredibly
Double
low.
madness, triple.
Oh, my
the
God.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
We had a res all the way.
Oh, he
Maybe it's a
just barely
legendary
got up.
item. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right.
there's a legendary item that can give you a free res.
Looks like 2 teammates already backed up, going back over to Garrick,
Sykkuno.
getting back into the game. Sykkuno. Everything on the line here. Libra.
He might
not
need a
gonna be
1v1
mad.
this. Although Garrick also looks like
Yeah,
at the
yeah, yeah.
legendary red, so he's going to be back up in this as well.
He's so low. They're locking in and just doing damage, leaving Raditz on the ground for now. Saikuno, 5% HP.
He's weakened. He's weakened.
So close. Okay. Back on the stage. More sigils than people.
we just leave.
Playing Nightreign right now. It's crazy.
Another
There's
buff
no
on
way.
Libra. Another buff on Libra. We're hearing from Saikuno.
Bro,
What
like
they're
three
talking
hits,
about
three
here.
hits, man.
Continuing the focus now. Looking at those highlights in, but this is when Libra's at his most dangerous. When you get greedy.
Ray, one
It's
hit,
just
bro,
Garrick.
one hit.
One more.
Push any button. Any
Oh,
oh
my
my
my.
god. Jesus.
Barely down to the
That was-
fucking wire.
Photo
God.
finish.
Holy
Team
shit,
Violet led
dude.
by
That was actually
Saikuno.
pretty hype.
That was pretty hype.
Oh my god, that
We've got a
was...
couple
That's cool to
runs
watch.
still going.
Dude,
Team
but
Gray,
both
Team
of our
Purple.
reses came in. That was
Yeah, I got to look
insane.
at purple right now. They're kind of on the brink, halfway through Libra. So close to locking this one down. Trying to find a way to have it secured. These are the last two teams who are still fighting the boss. They took a little bit of time to get here
Team
to the
Purple's
stage.
in real trouble right now.
Yeah, Team Gray actually solved
Okay, the res
beginning.
though.
Yeah, Team Gray was the one that had those 8 flasks coming into this.
Right.
I'm looking at 0 right now. Down 3 times as well. This double executor gameplay really putting them to the test.
I mean, it's challenging to use that beast form against a boss that's as much of a threat damage-wise as Libra, right? You
Yeah.
try to get in there, get aggressive, you will get punished. You will get slapped in the face for that play.
Gonna be a close one here, Team Purple. Again, trying to
Wilder
solve
ultimate
that
maybe
mechanic.
for the break.
Nice!
That's lovely.
Just one person left from Team Gray going for one of these reses.
Team Gray, they're
Aligned
giving up
Libra.
the sigil buff. Can they get the res? They need this res. I mean, they've invested so much time into it. Executor, pumping damage and barely dodge rolls in, getting the second player up into the fight, so still a winnable scenario. Libra pretty low.
Yeah, Purple's got some flasks up as well, but again, Dan talked about it. As soon as
Yeah.
one person goes down,
It becomes this battle of attrition.
Yeah.
Right? You can't DPS the boss while you're getting your friends up at the same time.
Exactly.
Most of the time.
Most
Now,
of
when
the
you get
time.
really clever, you can.
yeah, the stamina bar also takes a lot of usage in getting people up, so it's not even not doing damage to the boss. You can take damage. You're very vulnerable going for that res, so you have to do it.
Especially with Libra, he's so relentless.
Yep, and you can
Team
see
Gray.
that relentlessness.
Afro sends you last man standing, trying to hold off, but he takes the hit too.
Anyone have a free
Well, no,
res?
somebody, yeah, well, there's one free res on the field, though. Okay, so Team Gray still in the fight, but one man trying to solo this one out. Such a scary spot to be.
Both teams down to one person.
This is when you pull out the cursed sword and go for some big parries.
Yeah.
That's what you go for.
It's time for parry mode. But right now, Libra are going to start stomping the ground. And again, going for that res, taking madness
Madness
damage,
proc.
trading lives. Duchess look like they're going down, leaving it all the way up to just one Wilder with a tooth sword.
Such a tense fight and so much HP left. I mean, I feel like Team Purple is running really low on gas here, trying to make this one happen. Team Gray have a bit more damage done, but that bar really hasn't been moving. They've been struggling to make more progress. You can see this is a nice little strat, though. When you have multiple allies downed, having them group up on the ground so that you're able to res them more easily, 2 at once. Like, during this, if this is a sigil phase, okay, there might be the chance to get them back up into the fight. And it's still going to be a scary buff, but with all 3 players alive, maybe there's a recovery here in the cards
Once
for Team Gray.
3 players are alive, anything can happen.
Yeah,
You can get them 3 up.
Absolutely. Get out of that dangerous cycle, but the buff comes in. Do you get it in time?
Libra can TP and gets right to the team, splitting them apart. We're able to get one person up, but at the same time, no, actually, no one got revived. There's no chance there. Madness taking over from Team Purple side as well, but no death just yet.
They're down so to the wire right here. Both teams really struggling to make more progress. Centrea trying to hold this one on.
That's it.
Trying to get the teammates back into the fight, but a big hit from Libra.
Gosh, that was. Oh.
Defeat for Team
Painful
Purple so far.
defeat.
They tried
It was a great attempt. I
Yeah,
gotta tell you
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was just. Oh gosh.
Now it's just Team Gray trying to see what they can do here. Malvin trying his best to get the team back up and maybe just do damage himself. They're just locking in to go for the best option. Yeah, going for those pips again.
Gotta grab the pips. The Madness proc would maybe kill him here. It's close.
They're missing the pips.
Oh, he needs to avoid it. Trying to go for the res, but look how, I mean, those spars are huge. I don't know if you can get this res.
It's really once your friends have been down a few times, right? It just takes so much effort to get them up.
Yeah. This is the most like Benny Hill moment I've seen in
Yeah, you know, I guess the option here is to get your ultimate out and then try to wolf swing at them.
Yeah, maybe that would be enough.
I mean,
but
if you really wanted to go for it, you could try to get a a parry strike that involved 2 of them,
Oh, that'd be
position the
nuts.
boss in front of it.
Yeah,
you could do it. I'm just saying. It's
Here's the
possible.
Beast trying to get the reses off. Big hits,
it's already on.
cleaving through both allies. A little bit of tankiness, buying them time.
Oh!
Let's listen in with Afro Sentry. They're up back in the fight. 3 players alive, looking to make the clutch.
Double beast mode. Back at Libra.
Don't get
2
greedy.
dogs.
Well, 1 dog now.
1 dog now.
Maybe he can get the res up while he's
about to go
cleaving on
down.
this big damage.
It is possible.
Has to be careful though, right?
Great
Baldwin
value.
went down.
Great value on this ultimate. Really well
Nice.
played by Afro Sentry.
Big value. This is great. if these guys
Every
pull
player.
it, if these
No,
guys
pull
pull
it
it
off.
off, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing.
Dude,
They've still got
that was
something tools to
crazy.
use as well.
That was like really, really.
Looks like Moon's down right now for the count. Both teammates gone again. Back down over to Afro.
All pressure on him.
I'm gonna have
Eyes
to
on
watch
Afro
the final
Sentry.
boss
Low
tomorrow.
HP, cannot afford to take a hit here.
Oh!
Pass from behind. Tough loss there.
They got him down to like
Tough
what,
break.
15%?
Wow.
I mean, what a close one. That
All
was
right.
one of our.
Yep. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna end for the night. I'm really, really, really tired. I didn't sleep a whole lot last night, and I need to get good sleep because tomorrow's gonna be a big day. What I'll probably do is I'll probably start stream maybe a half an hour early, 3:30 Mountain Standard Time tomorrow. About because Elden Ring Nightreign is supposed to launch at 4 p.m. for me, Mountain Time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm gonna be going live right on a rip, but I'm probably actually gonna go early for that matter. I'll probably go live around 3 o'clock ish, 3:30, somewhere in that ballpark, and I'll watch the third final boss fight on this video. Then, hype myself up for the game. So anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate you hanging out. Hope you have a good night, day, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is for you. Take care.